All right, let's do this here. So we're going to do 2000. We're going to do New York close, March 29th, leverage 500, fixed spread, spread 300 points. Spread is going to be, let's do it at 150. Yeah, so I guess we're all learning at the same time how to do simulation on gold over here when it comes to spreads. All right, what's the minimum deposit you need to trade gold? Any deposit. I think a very good amount is going to be around like 500. 500 is going to be good enough. 15-minute, and let's go towards 5-minute. All right, so here we go. We're going to load up all of our charts over here. It's all done. Let's go to the 15-minute chart, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to scale fixed. We're going to show our ask line over here. Let's take a look over here. Okay, yeah, much better. It is what it is. Like, we're going to be mostly focusing on analysis anyway, so we're going to keep it how it is at this point. All right, let's continue on with the simulation here before wasting any time. So, perfect. So this simulation is going to be around gold. What we're going to do is we're going to go over like, high time frames to lower time frames. We're going to start to look for executions and volume pushes based on the 30-minute, 15-minute, and the 5-minute time frames. I just restarted the recording over here, so it should be good at this point. All right, perfect. So let's move on to our New York session over here. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Continue on towards, so this is going to be London Open, 100 hours, 3 a.m., p.m. here, a.m., 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 a.m. Eastern. And as we came towards 6 a.m. Eastern, what we identified here, the first thing was that we created a support on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame right over here. At the same time, we had a resistance all the way up over here. So we're going to clone these areas onto the smaller time frames, going to the 1 hour time frame right over here now. We have the 1 hour time frame, we're moving bullish. At the same time, what basically we're doing at this time is that we created a mini resistance over here because we can see how this candle closed bullish, this candle closed above. So this means we're rejecting this area for price to potentially move up into this area over here. That's what we're anticipating at this point. So we're going to clone this over to a 30-minute time frame. Looking at 30-minute time frame, we have the same situation that we had before. So perfect. What we were looking for at this point was for price to kind of like break above the highs at this point to continue moving bullish towards at least what was it, 1626. So let's bring our ask line over here too. Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. So at this point, we were waiting for price to break above the highs. And as we continue up to break above the high, we're going to execute a buy trade at this point, and then anticipating price to continue moving bullish. So let's take a look over here. We're coming up slowly. We're breaking the highs at this point. So that was the point where we sort of like executed a buy over here. So let's do a percentage. It's going to be like a percentage, risking 1% because it's a Monday. Stops are going to be around, it was 250, was it? Looking at the 15-minute time frame, it was a little bit below this 15-minute candle. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this stops here are perfect. So now we're anticipating candles to continue moving bullish because we have clean candles here to the left-hand side, and that's where we're anticipating price to move into. We're keeping an eye on this 15-minute time frame here as well because, this candle needs to close bullish for the next candle to continue moving bullish. So we're about to come through a close of this candle over here in about 2 minutes. And once we come to a close, there we go. 15-minute candle has closed like a weak bullish candle below that area. Looking at the 30-minute time frame here, 30-minute candle has also closed bearish. Now, sometimes, when you're in this trade and you get candles closing like this, it's a good idea to close a certain percentage of your position. So what we're going to do is we're going to close 50% at this point because candle did not close the way we wanted it to close. So since we're closing 50% at this point, it doesn't mean we're closing the entire position because we're already securing partials at that area. So now we're letting this position run. if you get stopped out, we get stopped out, and at that point we've lost less than what we anticipated to lose. So like, if this trade continues on, then we're still going to be in this trade. Close all is a good idea, I think. I don't think that's a good idea unless you've closed partial positions. So whenever you close partial positions, there's no reason to close everything. You got to let that whole run. Because most times the biggest issue I see from people is that they say, hey, like, you know what, man, I closed my position and then trade went in my way. And when I ask them, why did you close? They say, well, I was scared. And when you're scared, close partial positions and let the rest run, because then you want price to play out. And even if you're letting, let's say, 10% run, you're still within that trade for price to continue on. As we can see right over here, price is really broken up over here at this point. It's coming up, and as it's coming up to this candle here to the left hand side, this is the point where I think it's going to be a good idea to start securing positions with this one more push up. We're going to start to secure positions over here. So this is the start of the new 15-minute candle. We can see the 30-minute candle is pushing bullish. We still have some room for price to come into. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute candle has pushed bullish over here. And this is now giving us confirmation that now this next 15-minute candle can continue on pushing as well. So we're going to leave our trade open. And as it goes bullish, we're going to put our stops to break even at this point. It just needs to flip bullish so that we can have an idea if it's going to continue moving up or not. We still got about 5 minutes left for this candle to close. And let's see over here. So we're slowly, oh, we're not pushing bullish. I guess we're going to close back down. Man, these gold liquidity wicks. We got 3 minutes. Oh, okay, there we go. Price is pushing up over here. Let's go towards our trade. Probably put our stops at break even. That's almost like 29 pips over here. We're coming up to this rejection area over here as well. So we're going to close this trade right over here because we're coming up to rejection area. We don't know whether price is going to reject this area or it's going to move through this area. So that's where we're going to close our position. Man, that came a little too close to comfort. Gold is just wild. Oh, look at that, where we closed. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame here. So looking at the 1 hour time frame, we closed at this rejection area. So previously the 1 hour candles rejected this area and we're closing at this area here as well. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, same consolidation area. We can think price can go up, but at the same time we need to understand that whenever candles are looking left, here's what's happening right over here, right? This candle is looking left. It sees clean candles, so it's going to move cleanly, right? Clean candle, clean move, clean candle, clean move. And as this candle now looks left, it sees this consolidation over here. So the candles are thinking, hey man, like listen, previously candles consolidated over here. So what's the probability that this candle is going to continue moving up, or it's going to start rejecting it and start consolidating, even though, we have like a smaller wick here in the top. So when the probability is a little lower at that point, then you're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. So maybe just wait over here. Maybe we're going to do some sort of a retracement to go up, or who knows, right? But that was the one trade. I mean, it was still Monday, right? One trade Monday, 0.4%. So we're going to continue on over here, and we're going to see how we move into NY Open, right? Because if we look at the time over here, this is 1400 hours. NY Open is going to be around like 1500 hours over here. Let's take a look at the news. We have USD. Oh, Trump is speaking over here on news over here later on. All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Wow, we're coming straight down. Damn, look at this 15-minute time frames over here. We're coming straight down. What I'm thinking is, are we coming down to do like a retest to continue breaking the highs to continue moving up, or what's going to happen at that point? That's what I'm thinking at this point. So we're going to wait and see. Gets pretty tricky at this point. So we're coming back down to that support area over here. Did you say 0.4%? So you risk 1% to make less than 0.5%? Is that because you close 50%? Yes. Yes. We closed 50%, which is why we made less than 0.5% at that point, because we managed risk, right? So now price is coming back down to this consolidation area, and at this point, there's no trade over here. And the reason why is because, this is a consolidation area right over here. So this is where price was creating like a resistance. Price broke out, came down, and now it's coming back into the consolidation area. Um, the only thing I can see at this point is that if we start breaking back above, then we can continue up to fill this range over here. But if we start breaking below the lows at this point, then obviously, like, potentially price can continue down to this point at this area right over here. So let's just see how this candle closes. This is also the New York session at this point. So 30-minute candles are still forming. We're coming back up over here. So now the only thing I'm thinking is for the second trade in this session is if we can get a move above 1620 to continue up in this range or not. That's the only thing I'm looking at this point. Or if we can break this area to continue down, and this is going to be a pretty good range over here to 40 pips, 50 pips, and then all the way down here around 130 pips at this point. So we got about 15 minutes left for this candle to close. There's no trade in this range because, this is a range over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candles are still open. We're still moving. If we break below, would you enter as the break of the bearish wick or bullish wick? Probably going to be at the bearish wick. But let's see how this candle closes over here. And then we're going to take a look on the 4-hour time frame here as well. So we got about 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left. Ooh, look at that. 30-minute candle is about to break the high over here, respecting the low. Let's see here. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. 30-minute candle has closed bullish. Looking on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour is still in the range, so there's nothing to do on the 4-hour time frame. So we're going to go towards the smaller time frame. So this is what's happening right over here. If we take a look at the candles, and if we talk about the volume and how the candles are closing, what we see over here is that we had a breakout, right? Price reached resistance. We broke back down and rejected it, came back down to the support area, and then we have this 1-hour candle closing, right? This 1-hour candle closing is like a weak bearish candle. This means that there is low volume for price to continue bearish, right? So what I'm looking at this point is that what would make price go up? Right? Versus what would make price go down? These are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're looking at a chart. So what I'm looking at this is, and if I ask myself what will make price go up, the only thing I can see here at this point is that if this candle starts breaking the high over here, then we can anticipate price to continue moving up. Because then we can say, okay, what, maybe this move down was a fake out. So if we drop down to the 30-minute time frame here now, let's move down to the 30-minute time frame. And if this 1-hour candle starts breaking the high on the 1 hour right over here on the 30-minute time frame, this candle should look like a bullish candle breaking above the high of this 30-minute candle. Makes sense? And coming into this clean range over here. Then we're not looking at this area over here. We're not looking at this area over here. We're only looking at this clean candle came down, and we're anticipating the candle to continue moving up within this range. That's it, right? But if we start breaking below the lows right here, then we can start talking about sells. But so far, we gotta basically take it how it is. So the 1-hour candle is still open over here, and we're trying to see if we're going to start to break above the highs over here or not for price to continue moving back up, because then this move down would be considered as like a fake out. So see, this 30-minute candle is still open at this point. It's still forming. We're looking at 30-minute confirmations. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. 15-minute is still over here. Look how messy the 15-minute is, and look how clean the 30-minute is. Right, so whenever small time frames are messy, it's always a good idea to look at the little bit of a higher time frame. So we got around 15 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close, and I think if we can get that close, we can have price moving up. But if it closes bearish, then there's no way it's going to continue moving bullish. So we're looking for a second trade here in this session. And there we go. Candle has closed bearish. There's nothing we can do at this point. So we're going to move on to the next New York session. Actually, let's just wait over here. Let's see if we can get it down towards London close. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour candle is still bearish over here. 30-minute candle is slowly breaking the high at this point. Let's see if we can break the high on the 1 hour time frame here. Okay, so we're breaking the highs over here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're breaking the high over here. We have about 30 minutes left to close. Now, just by looking at this, right? Just by looking at this and we're coming up, there are a few confluences that you need to look at. And we're also going to talk a lot about confluences here as well. So the question is, what's going to make price go up? And let's talk about confluence. One confluence we have is that there was this rejection over here of the bearish candle. Second confluence is that this 1 hour candle is still open. It didn't break the low of the previous 1 hour candle. It's breaking the high over here. This is the NYSE volume coming into the market right now. So now we start asking the question, okay, what's the probability price is going to continue moving up versus it can just drop back down? Right? And also on the 30-minute time frame, we're breaking above the highs on the 30-minute candles as well to come into this clean range over here. And let's take a look on the 5-minute. 5-minute is what it is, a little bit of a messy over there. But 15 minutes breaking the highs, back in the range. 30 minutes breaking the highs, back in the range. 1 hour candles breaking the highs, back in the range. So I think this is a very good opportunity for price to continue up. So we're going to calculate our risk is going to be around 36 pips over here. So we're going to go with 360. And we're aiming for at least around, this area right over here, middle of this range over here, and see if we can continue moving up. So we're going to risk around 1%, take a buy over here at this point, and yeah, let it play out. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame over here. 30-minute candle is still open. The 15-minute candle is about to close. We're still struggling. Oh, there we go. We're pushing up now beyond that point. All right, the 15-minute candle is going to close. Man, these impulse entries on gold and gold retracements. Wow, you got to deal with these gold retracements. Stop is below the 30-minute candle. The 15-minute candle is about to close. There we go. 15-minute candle has closed bullish, back in the range. Now, even though it looks kind of like messy and it looks like it's closing within this consolidation, but we're looking at the overall 1 hour time frame, right? 1 hour time frame is back in the range. Now, if we want the 1 hour candle to close above in this range, we want the 15-minute candle to continue pushing bullish, irrespective of what's happening here to the left-hand side. But if the 15-minute candle closes bearish or continues back in the range, then we can basically manage our risk at that point, right? So trading is a very, very delicate game over here. So we're looking at the overall 1 hour time frame. It's moving up over here. We're up about 4 pips, 5 pips. The candle's about to come to a close. Yeah, let's just see here. We're about 10 minutes in. We're about almost 10 pips up. There's very, very low volume at this point over here. Playing with fire over here anyway, mostly. Okay, we're about 14, 15. Candles coming to a close. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. Since it's struggling, we're going to put stops at break even at this point. And let's see how this candle closes. If we get a good close, I think we're going to close the trade at this point. If not, we're just going to let it be. So, you know what I'm going to do at this point? Probably going to secure positions over here and yeah, let's let it play out. Yeah, we're going to secure positions at this point. It's the Monday, took one trade, up about 4.4%, made $9 on a $2,000 account. Probably going to buy a Starbucks coffee with this money. All right, let's move on to the next session over here. This is going to be Tuesday. Let's forward this. Oh, wow, just ranging over here. See, take a look at that, just ranging. Okay, so let's move on to our... This is going to be London session we're going to move into. This is London Open right here. 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern once again. We are at 6 a.m. Eastern. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame and let's see what's going on here in the 4-hour time frame. Let's start with the daily over here. So daily is rejecting and daily is sort of coming down. It's also coming down towards these wicks over here, which is where we can have our targets. Right down over here, right? So first thing we notice when we come to the charts, this is 6 a.m. Eastern. And the first thing we notice is the daily candle, and daily candle is coming down, right? And now if the daily candle is coming down, we need to create a bias. And the bias at this point is going to be that, okay, if daily is coming down, where's the next support it can move into? And the thing we can see here is that this is the area where daily can move into. So now we got to take a look at some confirmations on the 4-hour time frame. So looking at the 4-hour, let me just do scale fix over here. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, so we can see that there's a support area down over here. These are the wicks we have, and this 4-hour candle is kind of like rejecting. So we need to see what the smaller time frames are doing at this point, and can we look for any sort of like resistances forming on the small time frames to anticipate price are going to continue moving down or not. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. And looking at the 1-hour, we can see that this 1-hour candle is continuing down. This is the new 1-hour candle that's about to start at this point, and we need to identify whether this is going to continue moving down, or are we going to create some sort of a resistance to continue down or not. Because we have this wick to fill. So let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle is closing bullish over here, which is pretty good because this means we're creating a low at this point. And whenever we're creating a low at this point and we break that low, I think that's a very good opportunity for price to continue down. So right over here, right off the bat, I think our bias is bearish, which is very apparent over here. Let's zoom out here a little bit and let's mark out our zones. So our targets are potentially going to be these wick fills right over here with gold, right? So let's clone this over to the smaller time frames because now we're going to utilize our smaller time frames to look for entries. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candles are closing bullish. Looking at this, I think we'll need to see a break below on one of the 15-minute time frames right over here. Let's take a look on the 5-minute time frame here now. Looking at the 5-minute, I think we need to see some sort of a break below this low over here for price to continue down. Even a break below this low on the 15-minute for price to continue down and keeping the stops above this 15-minute candle. And we'll see if we can break down or not. The reason why I kind of don't want to wait for a break below on the 30-minute because at that point it's going to be a very, very big range that's going to be left. So I mean, if the 1-hour candle is moving down with such volume, I think it should continue moving down as we break below the 15-minute. So let's just, okay, hold on there. It's moving way too fast at this point. So we need to see a break below this area for price to continue down. So we're breaking below on the 15-minute time frame, and if we're breaking below and price is going to close in 10 minutes, and if we create this resistance, I think we can continue moving bearish at this point. So at this point right over here, we're going to execute a sell. Stops are going to be around 23 pips. We're risking around 1% at this point. Right above there. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, stops are over there. 15-minute time frame, we're above this resistance. The only reason we're looking at the 15-minute and the 5-minute is because there's a lot of volume in gold at this point. Whenever there's a lot of volume, it's totally fine to look at the small time frames because look at this wick right over here. This is an 80 pip wick on the 15-minute time frame. That's a huge wick, right? So whenever there's volume, it's always a great idea to look at the smaller time frames. So now the 15-minute candles are moving, is breaking below the lows. Let's take a look on the 5-minute time frame. We're breaking down as well. Our target at this point is first of all this wick fill right over here, and if we break below this wick, then we can continue moving down towards 1598 to the right hand side. So this is pretty good. Also, we're going to talk about how to enter another entry if we get a close over here on the, oh wow, look at that, 5 minutes now trying to continue down over here. Let's scale fix this. The 15-minute candle is about to close in 3, 2, 1. There we go. 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15 minutes bearish. Okay, can you explain why we took that trade again? Okay, the reason I took this trade again, because looking at the daily time frame, daily is bearish, right? So the bias is bearish. We're looking for sells, nothing else. Daily is bearish. 4 hours bearish. Bias is bearish. We have these wicks to fill over here, even though these seem like rejection wicks to the left hand side, but as the candles are coming down on a small time frame, these are ranges, right? So if you look on the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour has this support right over here where gold needs to come into, so the bias is bearish. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, the bias is bearish, but we had this 30-minute candle closing bullish over here at this point, so we needed the candle to break the lows for price to continue down. But at the same time, this is a very, very high volume time over here, because if you look at the wick over here, this is a 66 pip wick, which means there's high volume. So whenever you have high volume, you got to look at the smaller time frames, you know, like the 15-minute time frame. So when we look on the 15-minute time frame, all we were looking at was price to kind of like, okay, so first of all, we had this wick, price came up, rejected it, came down again, we had a little bit more rejection, candles closing bullish. So what we needed for price to continue bearish based on the daily overall bias, we needed this low to be broken away, and as we broke this low, we took an entry and we kept the stops above the previous 15-minute candle in the anticipation that, okay, price should continue moving bearish. And the reason why the stop was kept above this candle was because what if this candle starts breaking up to do a little bit of a deeper retracement, and at that point we could have looked for like our second opportunity to take a sell. So I think at this point, as the 30-minute candle is also breaking the low over here, I think we can continue moving bearish. Yeah, let's just take a look over here on the 5-minute time frame. I'm trying to see if we can enter another trade, but seems oh, okay, looks like it's not going to happen at this point. So we're coming down to fill the wick. I guess at this point we're going to secure positions right over here. Actually, hold on. Getting a little precise over here. So right here, we're going to close our positions, close around 80% right over here, and leave the rest running at break even. And if this continues down to the zone over here that we had planned to the left-hand side, I think it should tap into that. The reason why we're also, oh, okay, gold is still moving. The reason why we're still securing here, because to the left-hand side, let me bring my arrow. We still had these rejections here to the left-hand side, right? So this is why we got to stay cautious, because as gold is moving down, as nice it looks, it's moving down. It can also retrace in the same way. So that's why we're waiting for price to kind of like you know, move on here freely. The previous 5-minute close, I've seen that set up a lot of times in the live streams. Yes. Let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, look at that. Straight down to fill these wicks over here. Beautiful moves on gold. These are the moves you get on gold and you're like, oh wow, man, I caught gold today. We're coming close at this point. Close another partial. We still have like a tiny position running, so perfect. So we came down to our support over here. This is where we're going to close everything. So this was like a 2% trade right over here. It made around like, you know, $40 on $2,000, which is pretty good. Secured profits, we can see some sort of a rejection there. Looking at the 4-hour time frame as well. See now, previously 4-hour candles are rejected over here. It makes sense that price can continue moving in this zone, but you know, we had rejections over here, so I don't think there's any point to hold positions when we've had a rejection there previously. So that was our one trade over here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to see now, since this is gold, right? And since gold has a lot of volume and gold moves with a lot of like ferocity and it has a lot of volume over here, I think what we might want to look for is to see if we can get some sort of a retracement confirmations, right? Because most times people have this idea about just buying at major resistances, supports, to just like, you know, pray that, okay, it goes up. So we're going to see if we can get some sort of a solid confirmation for price to continue moving up or not. So we're going to take a look at that idea over here. But so far, it doesn't seem like it's going to do a retracement here, because looking at the 5-minute time frame, man, this candle just wants to continue moving bearish over here. Yeah, I think it wants to continue moving down. There's like a 14, 17, 18 pip range. Yeah, I think it wants to continue moving down. So we're not going to take a trade, but we're going to paper trade it, right? And the paper trade is going to be having stops somewhere up over here and anticipating price moving down to this wick fill and then continue moving bearish. That's what we're going to anticipate over here. So it's going to be like a paper trade in our mind, right? So yeah, that's what we're going to see if that happens or not. Because I've seen this setup before. Price reaches a strong zone. Looking at the small time frames, you get these confirmations for price to continue down, break the zone, and continue further. That's what I've seen before, and I think this should be happening over here because this is a time when there's a lot of volume in the market. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, oh yeah, this is going to continue bearish, fill the wick, and continue on. This candle's also coming down to a close. Wow, clean move to fill the wick. Oh, look at that. Straight moving down. Damn, Daniel. Wow, gold just moves super nice. Wow, so from where we closed, it moved down another 40 pips, right? So this is why, man, gold is amazing. Sometimes it's amazing, it's also a little wild too. So perfect. So there we go. The candle has closed on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time. Who's Daniel? All right. So the 1 hour candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed. Now, if you're looking for some sort of a retracements from strong zones, you're looking for candles to at least close bullish. Because if you have a candle closing bullish on the 30-minute time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, then that's a very good opportunity for price to continue moving up. But like at this point, we've had a big move on gold. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, I mean, I can't really see anything at this point because we're creating a resistance over here. If it moves down, it moves down. But so far we're at a very, very strong zone over here, even on the 4 hour time frame. So we gotta wait at this point over here. I tend to always wait 5-minute closing in my direction and in the next breaking that low, but only after you see the move on the 30 minutes. Yes. All right. Look at this. We're coming over here. Wait, okay, so the only thing we're waiting for the candles to print something that we can identify as a solid move. That's all what we're waiting for. And that's all what we're going to wait for during this simulation here. So every time we wait for a 30-minute candle to close or a 1 hour candle to close in a way which can tell us that, okay, now price is going to move where we expect it to move. So we're moving into our NY open at this point slowly. And I think as we move into our NY open, we may get that push from support. Oh, look at that. The 30-minute candle is breaking the high over here over the previous 30-minute candle. So this gives us some confirmation that we may be getting a retracement up towards, 1607. Because in the past week and a week before that, I've seen a lot of good retracement moves on gold. And I've been watching them a lot. And it was pretty hard for me to kind of like not trade them. Oh, wow, this moved here. I wanted to take a buy at this point. Also in the 1 hour time frame. I wanted to execute a buy at this point, but I guess we're too late for price to move up. Yeah, we're too late. I wanted to execute a buy right over here, have the stop below the previous candle, and anticipate price to move all the way up over here to this range. But we got too late. We missed the trade. Now there's no buy because we're too late at this point. All right, let's move on to the next day over here. This is NY Open over here. Actually, let's just wait if we can get some sort of a move down, because on the 1 hour time frame, what's happening is we're making a low, right? We're making a low in a downtrend. So if we're making a low in a downtrend, there has to be some sort of a confirmation for price to move down. We'll see what happens. All right, let's move on over here. Oh wow, look at that. We're forming a candles right over here. What time is this? This is closer to New York close. So if this is closer to New York close, and we're coming up over here on the 1 hour time frame, notice how the candles are closing like weak, right? So this is something related to volume, which is really important, and most people don't notice this, right? So if we, yeah, so we're not going to take a trade over here. We're just going to try to anticipate things over here. So notice how this was a bearish candle. A bigger body bearish candle means loss of volume, bigger body, more volume, bigger body, a loss of volume. And then we had a bullish candle right over here. Small bullish candle means like, bullish volume inside, bullish volume, small body candle, volume dying. And then an even smaller bullish candle means volume dying even more, right? So this could mean that if we break the low of the 1 hour bullish candle, which is going to be somewhere down over here, I think price can continue moving bearish to this range. Since this is not a time for us to trade, we're just going to kind of like see what happens here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Let's take a look at that on the 15-minute time frame. Wow, look at that. We broke the lows over there on the 1 hour and then boom, straight down. Crazy. Yeah, crazy move at the end of the day when no one expects it. You know, no one expects it. All right. Oh, damn, this is still moving. Asian session. Yeah, this is when no one's looking at the market and price just drops. All right, let's move on towards our London session. Um, oh yeah, that was also Trump speaking at that time. So this is our London session right over here, 3 a.m. Eastern, 4, 5, 6. So this is our 6 a.m. Eastern, and this is where we're going to try to see what price can do and where price can go and this and that. All right, let's take a look on the daily time frame. So why wouldn't you why wouldn't you expecting it came up and retest the previous support? Yeah, because there was low volume at that time. You know, the market time was a low volume market time. That's why. So the daily candles have moved bearish, where basically we broke below this area to continue down. This daily candle has closed the way it is. It's still open at this point. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour candles broke below the support, came down, came back up, and now it seems like it's doing a retest to possibly continue down. Who can agree that technically this makes much more sense for price to do a retest and continue down? We all agree with that, right? Me, yep, agree. Okay, so 3 people agree with this. Perfect. We're gonna go with that. Okay, 4 people. All right. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour candles are creating these rejection candles. I mean, the 30-minute candle, the bearish candles right over here. So we got to now identify on the smaller time frame that if we do see any confirmations for price to move down or not. So looking at the 30-minute time frame, we're basically creating a support over here. And I think if we break the support, we have this range for price to continue down. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea over there. Let's clone this onto the 15-minute time frame. Going to the 15-minute time frame, we have some more information. So basically, we have the support, and at the same time, what's this zone over here? Yeah, we got to get rid of this big zone here in the 15-minute time frame. Let's get rid of this zone over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. And when we zoom in on the 15-minute, we see that there's a resistance formed over here. And if we break this resistance, we have this 18 pip range and then a 37 pip range going up. If we break this support, we have this big range going down, 53 pip range going down. So I think this is something that we can look forward to right now. Also looking at the news, we have ADP coming up. You know, and ADP is coming up and they're looking at really bad numbers. Wow, crazy. Their previous was 179,000. They're anticipating minus 150,000. Man, that's super bad. So let's see what happens over here. Do we start breaking up or do we start breaking down? Whenever price is ranging, I'm very comfortable when price ranges because I know then we can get some sort of a pretty good move happening at that point. So we're going to keep an eye on this 30-minute time frame over here as well. And we can also keep an eye on the 1-hour time frame here as well. Let's see what happens. Asian session? No, this is the New York session over here. So the 30-minute candle has closed. You can see how the 30-minute candle is still respecting the support. We want a candle to break below that support. So we, oh, right there. See, right there, we're breaking below that support. So I think this is going to be a very good opportunity to take a buy, to take an impulsive sell position and anticipate price to continue moving bearish, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put our stops above the 1-hour candle. Look at the 30-minute time frame, keeping above. Yeah, we're going to keep it above the 1-hour candle at this point. So this is going to be around 39. Wow, man, 39 pips. And then we're targeting somewhere down over here, around 46. Yeah, we're going to see how that goes once we come down over here. So we're going to take a sell position and we're going to let price play out. So this is an impulsive trade we took right now based on the 1-hour time frame over here. So the 1-hour candle is about to close. And 1-hour candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed bearish. Looking at the 1-hour candle here once again, we're closing bearish. Yeah, man, perfect. I think the stage is set for price to continue moving bearish at this point. I think our entry is a little too early, but I think it's good. There we go. We're breaking down. Beautiful. Oh, wow. We should continue down further over here. Change stop loss? No, not right now. We're not going to change stops right now. We have to wait a little bit. So we got this 15-minute candle closing over here. 15-minute candle is closing bearish. What we're going to do is we're going to close partial positions right over here. So we're going to secure 80%. So now notice how this is something really important, right? Notice how our stop loss is 39 pips, right? Our stop is 39 pips, but our range is around 50 pips, right? Now we're securing positions around 24 pips, right? This is not at 1-to-1, but we're securing positions. The reason why we're securing positions is because what if price goes back up? Right? You should always have that in the back of your mind. So whenever price is moving, we're coming down into this range, we're coming down to this possible rejection area right over here. So from here price may bounce. So this is why we're securing positions and letting the rest run at break even. Because there's a possibility. Oh, no, no, no. We don't want to quit simulation. No, 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 no. Can we put stop loss to break even on gold at 10 pips? 10 pips I think is going to be a little too tight. So you can see right here, we're still open. The 30-minute candle is about to close in about 4 minutes. And if we continue moving bearish, I think it's going to be a pretty good idea. Wow, look at that. We're going to wick up. Oh, we got stopped out. Oh, hold on. See what I'm saying? This was a really good idea to secure positions right at this point. Really good opportunity to secure positions, and I think we did a really good job over there. Excellent job at securing positions. Because I mean, this clean candle, it does mean prices are going to continue moving down, but at the same time, we can't totally ignore this area, which is why it was one of the reasons secured positions at this point. So now we're back in the range. I don't know what gold is doing at this point. Would you view the 4-hour daily at this point? No, there's no point in looking at the 4-hour daily at this point when we don't see those. See, on the 4-hour, we don't see those rejections. We only see those rejections on the 30-minute and on the 15-minute. Yeah, I don't know what gold's doing at this point, man. It's coming up, coming down, so much volume at this point. Wow, the ADP news is coming up over here too. So we're going to see what happens with this ADP news. Okay, it's coming back down now. What's happening on the 5-minute time frame? So we got the support here on the 5-minute time frame, and we're going to see if we can take another entry on gold for price to break the support to continue down or not. So on gold, we should look for zones to take profits. No, you should look at both. You should look at 10 pips, 15 pips, and zones. There's no method set in stone, right? This all comes with experience. If you're up 10 pips, 12 pips, and you don't see a zone and you're getting scared, you want to secure positions. The best way to go around with securing profits and this and that is to always secure 80 to 90% and leave a small position running. The more you let them run, the more you're going to learn about yourself, the more you're going to learn about comfortability in the trade, the more you're going to learn about the volume in the market and in the trade, and then you're going to start to create your own biases on where you should be securing and where you should be closing. Right, so as we're coming down over here, we're about to break this low. This 5-minute candle is about to close over here as well. There we go. We're closing, but we're closing above the support over here. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candle is still open over here. 30-minute candle is about to break the low. I don't know where the stop is going to be, so we can't really take a sell at this point because it's going to be extremely difficult. Wow, man, look at this 5-minute time frames. Oh, it just broke down. Can't take any entry. We also have ADP news. That was your entry above the 5-minute open. Oh, wow, look at that. Straight move down from here. 50 pips. Crazy. Look at that 4-hour straight continuing down over here too. Looks like we may continue down to fill this wick at the bottom. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Straight moving. Let's take a look on the 15-minute. Straight moving down. Crazy. You go back to 5-minute and expected a pullback. Yeah. Let's take a look on the 5-minute over here. So now we got news coming in pretty soon. So we're up about 2.9% over here. So price is pushing up. I think this is going to be the same opportunity for price to fall as we had the trade on the previous day when we broke the low over here for price to continue down. And I think we can possibly see that happening again. So this is ADP news. As we start to break the low, I think this is going to be an opportunity for price to continue bearish. See that? We're breaking the low at this point. So I think this is where price should continue moving down. Man, but the stops are going to be so big. And where are we targeting? Are we targeting down to this wick over here? Just like 100 pips move over there. And if you look on the 5-minute time frame, it does make sense. All right, let's see over here. So we're going to go with 330, 33 pips up over there. And we're anticipating, I don't even know where we're anticipating, but looking at the 4-hour time frame, we're anticipating it to continue moving down to this low over here at this point. Man, there's just such big range on gold. It's just, I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, we're taking this on the 5-minute time frame and we're anticipating a 4-hour target to play out. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it's just such big targets here. Crazy. We're up about, like 10 pips, 8 pips, 9 pips. The 5-minute candle's still open at this point. Look at this 5-minute candle coming up over here, coming down. Wow, just nuts. I'm just lost here for gold. Wow, man. It's amazing. Gold is a monster here. Let's move on to the next day over here. Yeah, let's move on to the next day. All right, let's move on slowly to the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, this is going to be now start of the move down over here. Wow, range and move down, crazy. Yeah, we're moving on to the next day here, boys. We're going to move on to the next day here. A wild month over here. These wicks are scary, ranges are scary. This is now London Open. This is 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and 6 a.m. We are at 6 a.m. Eastern once again. All right, let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Let's remove these zones over here. Let's remove all the analysis and let's do fresh analysis over here. And let's see what we can get over here. This is our support, right? And then this is our resistance right over here. So we got our support and we got our resistance. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. So 1 hour makes sense over here at this point as well. We got our support, we got our resistance up over there. Maybe this is our minor resistance at this point here as well. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candles are also creating like sort of like a low for price to potentially going to go down, or we may continue moving back up. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candles are also creating like bullish candles at this point. So I think there could be some sort of a movement for price to move up over here. So let's take a look on the 5-minute time frame here. 5 minutes is ranging at this point. We're creating like a minor resistance right over here. And what we got to identify is that, is this going to be a start of the move up, or are we going to start breaking down from this point? So let's take a look over here. But just by looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're creating a support right over here. And if we break above this resistance, let me just make this much more better. Let's see here, remove this. Let's drop down to the 1-hour time frame right over here. We got a resistance. Oh, all right. We can answer that phone later on. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30 minutes also bullish. Yeah, I think if we can break above the 30-minute candle up over here, then we can continue moving bullish, and we can have a stop below this previous 30-minute candle and anticipate price to continue moving up. That's something we can maybe anticipate at this point. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here as well. The 4-hour is also at the support, right? It's at the support. We're making these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So I guess we can anticipate price to move up to fill this wick over here. It's like a 100 pip wick. Let's take a look on the daily. Daily is also sort of like rejecting over here. Probably wants to do some sort of retest to continue moving bullish. So I guess we're going to execute it based on the 30-minute time frame as it breaks the high. something what we've done on pound yen in the past. So let's see over here. We're pushing down. We want price to come up, break the high, and then we're going to execute our position at that point. Also, let's take a look at the previous news over here. So we had ADP previously. ADP was, oh, it was good news. It was better than expected. All right, perfect. It doesn't really mean anything, but it was better than expected. Okay, so 30-minute candle has closed bearish. There's no trade over here. There's nothing to do. No point. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're still kind of like open at this point. Sort of like we're creating a support over here as well. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we're still ranging over here. 30 minutes still at this point over here. So yeah, at this point we're going to see like if we start breaking below this low over here, I think we can continue moving bearish. But this is a 43 pip range. But if we start breaking above the highs, we have a much cleaner range for price to move up to. And the reason why we have a cleaner range for price to move up is because all this clean candles right over here. See this empty space? This empty space is good area for price to move in. And if price moves down, you got one support right over here and you got another support right down over here. So let's see here. Let's sell gold. Probably not. Because our support is right over here. You know, our support is right over here. It's way too close for comfort, that support. So we're waiting. We're waiting. Are we gonna? Okay, look at that. We're coming up to this clean area over here. Looking at the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candle is also breaking above the highs. Let's see here. 15-minute candle is about to close. Perfect. 15-minute candle has closed. 15-minute candle has closed bullish after this huge rejection. And now the most important thing to look at is that how this 15-minute candle, it closed above all the other candles to the left-hand side, right? Now this is a very delicate situation at this point. Look at this. 15-minute candle closed bullish, closed above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 candles. Right? So this is now giving us confirmations for price to continue moving bullish. And I think this is going to be the point where we can execute a buy over here. Stop is going to be around, let's see over here. Stops are going to be around 32 pips. Then we're anticipating price to move up towards, around like 40 pips up over there. It's gold, so it's pretty normal to talk about 32 pips and 40 pips. So we're only risking like 1% here per trade. All right, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. We're moving bullish. 30-minute candle is also moving bullish. Beautiful. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. We came right up to our targets at that point. Very nice. Awesome. So we're going to close around 80% at this point, and we're going to put stops at break even. And we're going to let this run because now if it continues running to this 4-hour wick fill, this is going to be a 100 pip trade moving up over here. 89, 87 pip trade over there. Gold looks like a lot of fun. Well, it's not sometimes. Sometimes it's not a lot of fun at all. Let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame. All right, let's see over here. What I want to do is I want to remove this big zone and I want to see if we can add a position to our trade over here or not. And the way I would want to add position is going to be if we can add a position above 1595 for price to continue up towards 1599. Oh, we broke above over here. I think this is the point where we can add a position at this point and have price move up to this area without having it come down. But I don't want to risk the profits we've made, so we're just going to anticipate it to do that. So it's going to be a paper trade for this 5-minute candle to reject this area and continue moving bullish. That's what we're anticipating at this point. So in a way, what we're doing is we're making sure it rejects this area right over here, as this is the start of the new 30-minute candle, and it continues moving bullish once we break above resistance. Oh, wow, look at that. See, that was a good idea. Then execute the trade, because if we did, we would have lost some profits from today. This candle is also coming down to a close. We're moving into NY open at this point. Perfect. 30-minute candle has closed bullish with that same rejection on the 15-minute time frame like it had. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're moving bullish. It's going to come up to fill the wick over here 100% because now this 1 hour candle is closing above all these candles here to the left hand side. Looking at the 4 hour as well, it's very apparent it's going to fill the wick up there. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame. I mean, the possibilities are very, very good for price to continue up to fill this wick. So this is the wick right over here that we're targeting. Yeah, it looks like we are heading to the moon. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. Daily is also very, very bullish, coming up to fill this wick over here on the daily time frame. If you open another position, your stop is going to be really big. Yes. So this is the runner that's open right now at this point. So we fill the wick, perfect. Our trade is done at that point right over there. Wow, this is moving really nice. Let's see if we can change our stop loss. If we can bring our stop loss below the 1 hour candle right over here, I think it's a pretty good idea at this point. Will you secure some? Yeah, we only have like we have like 1 cent lot running, so we can't really do anything about it. Oh wow, look at that. 1,500 pips here on gold. This is crazy, crazy moves here. So we secured everything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to our next session over here. And then we're going to see what type of damage we can do in that next session. All right. Oh, wow, crazy move. We moved further up. So this is Friday, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern we are in right now, right? So this is 6 a.m. Eastern. Price is ranging, obviously, on Friday. Let's take a look on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hours also ranging. So we got this range over here, and we got a range probably up over here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. We have this resistance up over here, and we also have a support down at this point right over here. Now looking at news, I think we have NFP here coming up. We have NFP. All right, perfect. So there's a possibility we can trade NFP here today. Beautiful. Let's play this and let's see what happens. So we're ranging at this point. And since we're ranging, we want to see if price is going to continue moving up or is it going to continue moving down. Either we break the support to continue moving bearish or we break this resistance to continue moving bullish. Right now, though, we are just in the range over here. So we're going to clone these objects over to the 30-minute time frame. Right over there. Yeah, we're just ranging over here. Notice how the candles are closing small body candles, right? Small body candles mean there's low volume at this time. We're coming down. Wow. Nothing really happening at this point. We're not breaking up. We're not breaking down at all. We're just kind of like stuck in this range. Let's move closer to, okay, we're moving closer to NFP now. And then we're going to see what we can do at this point. All right, so we're moving up. NFP is going to be in the next hour, so we're going to moving up towards resistance. Let's see how this candle closes. Oh, candle closed above this range. All right, perfect. So are we going to do a little bit of a retest for price to continue down, or are we going to continue moving up? That's the question now. There's also NFP in about 30 minutes, so we're not sure what's going to happen. I think we can use pending orders before NFP. We'll see, but so far we're coming back down over here. The 15-minute candle has closed. This is the last 15-minute candle before the news. And We have 7 minutes left for NFP, 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left. Coming closer. All right, we're coming closer to NFP right now. Let's slow it down a little bit. 24, 25. So what I want to do at this point is I kind of want to have a stop, a sell stop below this 15-minute time candle for price to continue down potentially, or have like a buy stop above this 15-minute candle for price to continue up. So that's what we're going to do at this point. So we're going to have a sell stop around like 44 pips away. It's going to be like 44 pips away. It's going to be a sell stop. Oh, hold on. This is not the right sell stop. So we're going to remove everything, go to trades. So it should be 440. All right. 440 sell stop below the wick over there, and a buy stop is going to be around 21 pips. 21 pips. So we're having the sell stop below the low because if we break the low, then there's a high probability for price to continue moving bearish. But if we break the high, then there's a high probability for price to continue moving bullish. But at the same time, there was one time when my both sell stops and buy stops got activated in a live event, and that was not fun at all. So this is what we're going to anticipate right over here and see what happens. Because we're expecting a volume push. Oh, price is moving up over here. Price is moving up. Probably want to close this buy stop over here. Oh, buy got activated. We continue moving over about 20 pips, 19 pips. Nice. So we're going to close this right over there. Because I'm not sure if it's going to continue moving or not. Yeah, because if it had to move, it had to just continue going, with speed. But when it continues up and it tries to struggles to go, then there's a probability it's probably not going to go. And I think that was a very good idea where they're closing the trade. Let's see what was the news outcome over here. So news outcome was, oh wow, super bad. Wow, this is when the virus was in full steam ahead at this point. Super bad news over here. So we're up about 4% here for this week, which is still pretty good. Wow, so we moved back down, came back up over here. Let's speed it up here and see what's going on. It's crazy moves on gold. One thing I've learned on gold is that once gold moves, it continues moving, and it's always a good idea to secure positions because once you're in a trade and if price comes back, and you don't secure, you can go in like a possible drawdown. So if we see over here, price came up, activated the buy stop, went up, came down, and then broke the low and then came back up again. And now it's just like, wow, look at that. Look what it's doing over here now. Just straight disrespect. Disrespecting of the zones at this point. Candles are closing back in the range. Let's see how this 1 hour candle closes in the range. See now, this 1 hour candle closed bullish, right? But it closed below this resistance over there. It doesn't mean it's going to go up because it's closing below this resistance. See what the next candle does. Back in the range. Oh, now it's breaking up over here. Yeah, I guess now we're trying to break up at this point. I think now at this point we're going to continue moving bullish. So if we look on the 5-minute time frame, if you go up over here, yeah, I think we're going to continue moving bullish over here. But this is now late in the session. It's closer to market close. So look over here, right? We're coming up to this resistance. We're creating resistance. This time is around, I would say like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah, I think it's around like 3 p.m. in the afternoon over here. So it's trying to break up late in the session. Yeah, this is like 3 p.m. in the afternoon at this point. So since it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I don't think there's enough volume for it to break, to be honest. Because now we're creating this resistance here, right? So we need to break this resistance to continue moving up. Oh wow, nothing. Nothing happened at all. Absolutely nothing. All right, perfect. So let's take our last trade for the session, and this is going to be for the New York session on Monday. Since we're on Monday over here, so I thought might as well just take that last trade on Monday here on gold. So let's move on to our New York session over here. This is London Open. Oh, we're breaking up over here. 3 a.m. 4, 5, 6. Oh, where's gold going? All right, 6 a.m. Eastern. We are at 6 a.m. Eastern now, and price is at 1636. So now what we got to identify is that are we going to continue moving up from here or what's going on? So let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour is approaching a resistance at this point, and this resistance is at 1639, which is around 57 pips away. Daily candle is also moving up. We're moving bullish over here. We're coming up to this area right over here around 1641. Looking at 30-minute time frame, we're creating a resistance here. Looking at 15-minute time frame, we're creating a resistance. So I think it's a pretty good opportunity now because the trend is bullish. We have targets up over here on the 4-hour time frame. Let's just clone this on the 1-hour time frame so we can see it. Our target is right over here. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, we're creating a resistance there. So I think in an uptrend, we need to see if price is going to create some sort of a support to continue bullish or not. So that's what we got to see over here now. For price to create a support, for us to take this trend moving up, or if price creates a support over here, and if we start breaking that support, then that would mean price is going to continue moving bearish, right? So that's all what we want to see at this point. All right, this candle's coming back up. 30-minute candle is about to close. 30-minute candle has closed. 1-hour candle still open. 15-minute candle is still below this area. I think we need to see a candle breaking above this area to take a buy and have price move up in this 37 to 38 pip range. Okay, let's see here. We still got some time left for this candle to close. So now we've created a support over here, right? If we break the support, then we can take a counter trend trade going down, probably to this area right over here. But if we respect that support and start breaking up, then obviously, we can start moving bullish. So we got about, oh wow, look at that. We're breaking above over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle is also about to break up. It hasn't broken up yet, so we gotta wait. We got 4 minutes left. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're about to break up over here as well. Awesome, man. Perfect. We're about to get those confirmations. Look at this 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle's broken up over here, and this is the opportunity to take a buy position because the 30-minute candle has broken above these past candles over here, right? So this is a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bullish. So it's going to be a 28 pip stop loss. We're risking 1%. Let's just risk 2% over here, right? Because we're up, so let's just risk 2%. So we're going to take a buy. Looking at a 15-minute time frame, pretty good, bullish. 1-hour candle closed bullish. Just looks very clean to continue moving bullish. It should make a lower wick, and then we should continue moving up in this volume time. If the 15-minute candle closes bearish, we're going to close. Oh, let's take a look at that 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle is closed bearish. 30-minute candle is still open. Let's just take some position off over here. Let's take almost like 30% off over here. Oh, question. Why didn't we take a buy at the first 30-minute bullish candle? Is it because the resistance is close by? Yes. We didn't take a buy over here because the resistance is right over here, right? So we didn't know whether price is going to break this resistance or not. So we had to wait for candle to close above this area and then take a trade for price to continue bullish. And as we can see right over here, price is really moving up over here at this point. So I think this is going to be the opportunity to probably like close. Maybe let's close like 70% over here and leave the rest running at break even. And since this is our last trade, we're going to let it run and see how far it runs before we can get stopped out. Oh, we got stopped out. We got stopped out over here. Oh, actually, like, you know what? This is when the virus was coming in. So let's do our last trade over here. So let's risk around 5%, right? Let's risk 5%, have our stops at 50 pips, and let's let this run as an experiment to see if we can continue running towards 2000. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our 1 hour chart and we're going to forward the candle over here. Perfect. We're going to start forwarding the candles and we're going to see if we can continue on. Oh, wow, look at that. And we're going to see if we can continue on towards 2000 or not. This is pretty interesting now. Full margin, yeah. 1 hour. Okay, look at that. Look at that 4 hour candle still running over here. Crazy move. Let's just forward 4 hour candles from now. Put stops at break even? No, 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 no. We want all the smoke. We want all the smoke. So we're going to switch to the 4 hour time frames here. Let's see if we can move. Oh, we came close to our entry point. Uh-oh, we're coming down. Are we going to get stopped out or are we going to get our 2000 price at this point? Let's move on to the daily time frame at this point. Yes, let's take a look at the daily time frames here. And we want to see if we can get to 2000 price or not. Or are we going to get stopped out? So we're moving in May. We're moving in June. We're moving in July slowly. Oh, imagine someone held all this time. Oh, wow, look at that. So this is where the virus was in full swing. Lockdowns were happening all over the world. And there was like everyone was saying, oh, this virus is killing people and this happening. So price just kept moving. Holy, we reached 2000 over here. This was a wow, crazy, crazy, crazy run. So this was about $8,900. And this would have been on what lot size? 2 cent lot size. $8,900. Crazy. And this is where we saw price come down. Wow, man, amazing. Yeah, so this is when if someone held right down over here. But I guess I think this was a pretty good simulation. It would have been better, but I guess like it is what it is with gold, right? Gold just moved here and there, and we try to get the best we can. But I think the most thing we can take away from it is executions on the smaller time frames, and then anticipating how we want the larger time frames to print so that we can see how we can execute on the small time frames and let trades play out that way. Hope everyone had fun over here. I think we had fun in the last section over here. This is going to be in the database in about 3 to 4 hours, and yeah, so you can watch the recording. So everyone, have a great weekend. Hope we all can learn something from this simulation, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Oh no, Monday morning. Monday morning for the New York session here. Take care, everyone. Adios.